Hi guys, welcome back. Tom Anderson with Alexander Art. We're going to do this tulip painting. It's called Tiptoe. So let's get into the painting. I've already coated this black canvas, this elongated canvas, with Magic Clear. And what we want to do is pick up, that's a good brand new Alexander foliage brush. Whenever you get one of these, make sure you pinch right here because you want to break off that wax so that you don't ruin the bristles. I'm going to pick up a little bit of the rose color here, drop it down, and just get started with this basic shape. Now, what I want to do here is just find out where this color needs to be. I'm going to lay it in like this. Now, all of this looks like a cup shape. It has like a little cup. I don't know if you can see that shape right there. It's kind of a cup shape. So I decided to put this one here, and I'll pick out a few. Let's get a little bit more of that paint. A bit more rose color. Now this one's kind of leaning this way. I'll draw a little line here so you can see it. It's leaning that way. So this one I want to lean in the opposite direction. We're just filling in the idea of it, getting the space color down. Maybe I'll make this one a little closer because we don't want too much of a gap in there. Let's see. I'll do a third one. Now, as you're working up, you probably want to go a little smaller with these instead of being bigger. So this one will be bigger here. This one will be a little smaller. This one a little bit smaller in shape. And I'll even run into this one a little bit. And then if you're going to add more up higher, you're going to go smaller. So it's 1, 2, 3, and then let's put one here. 4. And then we'll do a 5th one. See how pretty that color is? It's really nice, huh? And we'll do a 5th one right here. Just a little bit smaller. See, that gives you almost like a little perspective in the painting. All right, so I'm going to wipe off the brush and I'm going to start picking out shapes. So I just have to look for shapes on this. Squeeze the paint out, and I'm going to pick up white, drop it off to the side, and tone that down. And just start picking up some shapes here now. So using the white on here, I'm just going to touch, pull down, touch, and pull down until it drops into the dark. And do a light touch when you get down to the bottom part. It's just a light touch. See, because you're trying to leave that dark there at the bottom. Okay? Let's get a little bit more of that paint. Now, I'm not going to add more white this time. I'm just going to grab the white, the paint that's here, and I'm going to pick the next one. It's going to be over the top and pull down. There. Now I can make a little ridge here on the back side and pull down. Well, now watch us see how that blended into it. Don't worry about that. Just get a little bit more white, drop it off to the side. And what you're going to do is go back and bring it forward. Going to touch like that, see, to bring it forward. And that pushed it behind it. Okay? Then you can just gently pull down again. Sometimes you have to reapproach this several times. Get really loose with the brush too. Don't be so tight with it. You don't have to do that. Let's grab a little bit more of that paint down here. This time I didn't clean it. And let's go over here and do this one. I'll overlap it a little bit on this one and pull in like that. And pull down. If I have to go touch more white at the top, I'll do it. So that's a good start right now. And then you just have to refine things as you go. All right, let's get a little bit more white. Let's draw. Watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to draw this out a little bit more like that and create a little gap right there and bring it down and pull down. Now remember, you're dealing with a cup shape, so you want to make sure to keep that shape like that. Just going to grab a paper towel and wipe it off, get most of that paint out, and then I'll pull down into the dark part. Because you see, you're using the black of the canvas to help you. Barely any paint on there. Come back, touch, pull down, and softly touch this, leaving the dark of the canvas down at the bottom. You want to touch this really lightly. Now, you might want to add a little bit more light to this. I'll show you what I mean. Let's get a little bit more. And sometimes you got like you go back and reinvent that little spot right there. It gives it a different look. 3 values here: dark, medium, and light. Maybe let's round this off a little bit more. Up here, pull down. All right, so now wipe off your brush. So it all looks cool like that. So I'm going to grab a little bit more rose color. This one's going to be leaning this way. So I'll start out here at the outer edge. Just kind of, I'm going to embellish this leaf a little bit. Look, a little dark. Now I'll add a little bit of light to it. I wanted you to see that I don't have to just have that cup shape. I can invent it too as I go. But now I could take a little bit of white, drop down here. Let's put this one up here and pull in. Well, I really like that color. Isn't that beautiful? A little bit more white down here. And let's do this one out here. Connect it, okay? And pull in. Good. Good job. We'll leave it right there. Grab a little more white, drop it in here. This time, I'm going to actually take this and watch this. I'm going to touch here and turn it like it's a part of that, and then pull back this way. And pull down. See what I did there? How I changed the shape. So we're going to wipe off the brush. White, I think I'll just drop right there. And I'm coming back to this. And I'm going to drop it over that and back in. Okay, and you're going to just keep wiping your brush. If you want to clean your brush thoroughly, you can do that. Okay, so I'm going to grab a little more white, drop it down here. Another thing you can do too is when you put your magic clear on, a night before, you might have a stickier canvas that helps you to paint this better. So you can actually do that like the night before. I'm lighter here. I pull down, pull in like that. But see, as I turn my brush, I angled it differently. One thing you want to make sure is not to make it all look the same. That's really the big deal here. You wipe off your brush and see all this dark I have down there? That's my friend. I'm trying to keep that there. White, back to this. We're going to take this and invent something new here. We're over the top like this, and we're putting this petal in front. If you lose the paint here, don't worry, just reload. We're over the top here and pull down because you're burying it in front of it. Okay, now this is a lot of brush wiping here, guys. I'm going to wipe off the brush again. So less paint, you can drop into that dark better. You can even come back here and blend this more. I'm turning the brush this way, look. And softening it. Down into the dark, look, see? Really soft like that. Do you see what I just did there? Now, probably a good idea to wipe off your brush really well and just come back and really soften it. Now, how soft am I talking about? You're barely touching this. So you don't have those little spots there. See, look, it's okay to have a few spots, but maybe just really soften it like that. That look better? You see how that looks? Okay, it's just different shapes, you guys. Okay, so, but now, if you want to make this stand out more, like this, go back down here, and you've got to bring this over a little bit more with light, so you can actually see that's over the edge of that. Going to pick up a little bit more of this, get to the next flower. And this one, let's see. I think I'll start out here, pull in. And I have to tell you, as I'm doing this, I'm actually thinking about where the center of see, if you put a line down the center of that flower, you're going right to the middle of it. So you want to think about if it's going this way, you're going to the middle of it. These two are lined up now in the same direction. These two are lined up, and that one's almost straight up and down. So I'm going to the center. I'm dropping white in here, and I'm just going to go for the next one. So this one could be a little more, let me make this a little more pointy at the top. That'll just change the shape a little, so it's not all the same. Good, that's a different look. You see that? You just, whatever you're doing, keep making it look different. A little more white down here. And now I'll drop this in. I'll turn it, flip the brush over, and pull in this way. Okay, I had a whole different stroke there. See what I did there? I actually twisted the brush in my hand to give it a different idea. Okay, I'm wiping off the brush, guys, just wiping it off with a paper towel. I want to bring this down into more shadow. And using the corner of the brush because it's smaller. Good. Down the white. Just staying in, this color's pretty on the canvas, isn't it? Let's do this out here. Touch. Flip it a little. Look, I'm doing right there. Just twist the brush a little. Pull it in. Start pulling down. And see, I try to avoid hitting that top so I don't have to put an extra crispy line on the top. You can do that, though. You can go back and add little highlights on top of that. But I'm really trying to avoid that right now. White down here. And almost like the other one in the front. I'll put that in, drop over here, put that in, and then pull down. I'll probably need to go back and hit it again. See, I lost that crispy edge up there. That nice little ridge is what they call it. So I'll bring it over like this, and then I'll pull down. So avoid hitting that top too much. That's better. So if you're trying to drop into that dark, you definitely want to get rid of the paint. Okay? So that's a big deal in art, you guys. Moving it down into the shadows is really a great idea. There you go. It looks weird without all the stems on here yet, huh? I'll make my peak up here, and I'll make it more pointy. Like that. And then what I'll do is, I want it a little more pointy. I don't know why I wanted that. I just want that. There you go. So stop right there. They're smaller, so you could change to a smaller brush if you want. But if you can pull it off, just keep going. Hold down a little bit. Light touch. Okay, leave that. Now we're going to change the shape a little bit. Okay. Wipe it off. Come back. And you want to stay in this sort of a shape right here. More like that, see? I'm using Alexander's Magic White and Titanium half and half. So use half and half, you guys. That'll do it. That'll give you a soft white. I think I'll overlap that. Look, this time, overlap it a little and pull it down. Remember, you don't want to lose the idea that it is a certain flower. I wonder if I made that too wide there. That's okay. Yeah, I tried to build it up a little bit. Okay, guys, wipe off your brush and look back and see if there's anything you want to bring out. Let me, before I go further on the next one, I'm going to pick this up, drop it in here, and I'm going to go back to this and try to revamp this up a little bit. Watch. And sometimes you can push forward a little bit, look, and then pull down a little. See that? See what I did there? Watch. Let me load up again. You have to keep wiping though. That's the big thing about doing florals. You got to wipe a lot. I'll show you to slower. Wipe down here. Now when you get in here, if you want this to stand up, you can touch it, or you can push it and push up to give it a nice little edge there, so the paint looks like it's a little more dramatic. Sometimes you get to your liner brush, drop it in, and later on, if you want to get into refining anything, look, you could take your liner brush, run it across like this, and you can do the same thing like that, just refining the tip of it. So you can go back in like this, and this will give you a nice little tip. And that also helps to really bring it out. So there's a lot of ways to do it. Push up or do the other one. All right, let's get to the next one. So lay that dark down. That's going to help you. Let's get into this one. I just have to think differently as I do it. There. That's good. Wipe off the brush. Get back to this. Pull it down. I'm not adding much color in here, just this basic color, right? Maybe I'll round this off a little. Like that. Then pull it down. I want to overlap that, but I'll see what I come up with in a minute. Bury it, hide it, like it's deliberately there for a reason. Okay, wipe off your brush. Finish these two off. And this is further away, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, let me see what I think I want to do that. I'm just thinking out loud. Let me do the whole thing first, though. Let me go down the palette and get the shape in. Or around it. Okay, more white down here. And now watch. I'm going to go right over it and bring it out. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then you can look back, ask yourself a question. Do you like your shapes? Are they exactly the way you want them? Maybe not. Let me pick up a little bit more of this. Come down here and widen that out a little bit more. Sometimes you just got to go back and re-look at it. Maybe that's better, huh? Not all of them have points on them, though. So then you can blend things too. If you want, you can come back in and soften things down a little bit. That looks pretty good. I like that. Now, the other thing you could do, without getting too crazy, just wipe off your brush. By the way, you can use an art wipe. You can pick up white, drop it down here, and sometimes you can come back in and lighten something if you really want to bring some light out. So maybe I want a little more light on this side. So I can come back in like this and just enhance the lighter side of it. See what I did there? I'll choose to make the light mostly to the left. The light's coming this way a little bit. What if I got a little more light right there? I wiped off the brush, I pick up a little more white, and this time I'll have the light more on this side because it's bulging out more on this side, and I'll just see if I can make it look a little lighter. Okay, so this gives you a little bit more dimension after you get your features up here, your character. A little bit more white. Pick this one. How about inside here? Just a little bit more white. All right, how about up here? Let's do this one with a little more white at the top. So you just come back, you get all the structure down, and you come back and you just keep picking up white until they look a little more dramatic than what you first started with. Now, in some of these, you don't have to add too much, just a little bit like that. So wipe off your brush, pull down gently, and good. Let's put some stems in here so they're not just all floating up in the air. Before I do that, though, do I want to enhance this one a little bit more? Probably. Because you got to step back and look at it and see if you do want to do it. You might want to. Let's do it on this side. I just changed that shape a little bit. I like that idea. I guess everything shouldn't be just set in stone, huh? Not so perfect. Let's leave that. I'm going to grab yellow, drop it right in this. Why would I do that? Because you can. Drop phthalo green in here, and even add a little bit of that. Dull it down a little bit. It might be a little too bright. But once you added that red to it, it knocks the color down from it looking exactly perfect. You know what I mean? You don't really need it to look so perfect. Let's take this, add a little bit of white to one side, right there. Maybe a little bit of yellow, extra yellow. Contaminated that. I went back to the dark. I'm going to put the light on the left side. Touch here. And what you're going to do is you're just going to drop. And pull away. Pick up a little bit of that, lighten it up. If you need to, just wipe off that one side so the dark stays there when you lift it up. Then you have light and dark. Okay? Let's pull it, keeping the light on the right side. Let's do this. Why don't you crisscross it? Do that. Who cares, right? I'm loading the brush up. See, I had a little pink on there. Wipe it off. Go back to your dark. Let's do this one. Come down here. Drop it. Drop it underneath here. And let's drop it down there. Let's see how that looks. That was cool. We'll add a little bit of yellow to this and white, watch. Pump it up a little bit, then flip it over. This one has a stem. You can barely see it, so let's draw it in this way. Squeeze it in. I'll fix that. Don't worry about it. I'm actually going to put a leaf in front of that. Who cares? You'll see. I'm not there yet. Flip it again. Let's see, I still got a lot of dark, so I'm good shape. Let's draw this down. And stop. If you want everything to look softer, get yourself a dry brush. I'll just do this because I think it's important to say it. You can't come in with a very dry brush and just go over this very gently. And really follow the same pattern, but just soften it down. You're barely touching the canvas. And I got to tell you something, if you did this 2 hours later, it'd be even better. So right here, maybe you want to soften this. Maybe fix that edge. Or down like that. See that? That will give you a softer look to your painting. That needs a little crispy edge at the edge there. I didn't do it. I'm going to grab my liner brush pick up white. I'm going to bring this out because it's just not there. And pull down. And maybe even go up here like this and do that, come in like that. See, that's when you get down into detail. That can happen, guys. Grab your dry brush and just soften anything you want to soften. Make sure you're following the same lines you put up there. If you wipe something out, just go back and hit it again. So I like that soft look, but you definitely want to keep those lines in there. So follow them. Just go follow the same pattern. And just soften down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 means your painting's alive. Just going to go a little brighter yellow down here with white. And I will add some dark to it. See, look at all that. I got the same color on both sides, but this is where I take the paint. I'm going to wipe it off and get back to that dark, because I want to put those leaves in. See, now it's loaded on one side and not on the other. I think I'll grab a little bit more of this rose color and the phthalo green. All right, let's try it. So I'm going to get a leaf in here. Big fat one. So I'm pressing harder, okay? And just laying it in. I'll come on down like this and just drop it down into nowhere. Okay? It's a little scary. Sometimes you just have to be brave. Okay? All right, so you got to load up again, more white this time, down here. And I'll flip it over because I saw that it wasn't that bad. You got to make a choice here. And so I need some of these leaves up here a little bit higher. Okay. Drop it real close. If I hit this, I just go back over it. Okay, yellow again. I load it with yellow. Just trying to make sure I have enough. And the dark. Back into the dark again. Now I got to be a little looser with this. Watch. I think I'll do that one because there's a lot of these that are just buried in there. But I am bringing everything into like a foliage kind of a deal. It's all coming into one place. Bouquet, like a bouquet. Thank you. White, yellow, and let me do one here. I don't have to take that one out. I'm going to flip the brush over for a second. Watch this, guys. Well, I'm going to load up first. I'm going to turn the brush this way and get a ridge of light going like that. Then flip it back with the dark side and blend it. It didn't do much, did it? Then I can do this, watch. If I didn't do it right, I can always load up with dark, watch this, and get a little bit of dark back in here and right there, and then pull this down. But watch this, I'm going to add more light, just light. And I'm going to come down like this and bring that out. Tried to show you a little trick there. It's hard to do. Load up with dark and get the dark underneath here. To get a new idea in there. Yellow. Yeah, I'll do a little bit here. There we go. Let's load up again. White, yellow. You do want the dark on the right side, though. I need a little more phthalo green. There you go. So we want to keep that dark on the right side. I got a different color there, like that. All right, and we need a fatter one. So some of these are different sizes. A thicker one, let's put it that way, not fat, but thick. More just the permanent, the rose color. Let's get a fat one in here. I think I'll put it right here. Gotta be careful though. Really heavy thickness, watch. Really hoping I don't mess that up. And I'll bring it in right next to that one. That's pretty good. You see that? Okay. So I like that one. I like it's buried in the distance. Now I'm going to make sure some of these are deeper and darker in the distance. Watch, I just loaded up to give it depth. I get real close to this. Maybe that one bends a lot. And then just keep going till you run out of paint. So you just do that. Just don't add any more paint. Watch what happens if you don't add paint. They get into a deeper tone in the distance. So we're surrounded by foliage. And smaller at the top, very small at the top. Don't add paint and it'll stay darker. All right, now I'm thinking as I go down here, I probably should have something. And do any of these bend? Maybe, let's do that. Sometimes they'll bend over. Let's do this. And then pull in. Then come back to a point. That gives a little more style to the painting. Do you see that? A little bit of that. Look, see? A little bit more light on top of that one. Now I'm going to do one little final thing and kind of connect this a little bit. What's there? There, you just make marks. Just go like that. Now, this wouldn't normally be in there, but let's just do it for fun. Let's grab a little bit of medium, drop it down here. Just a liner brush, and you probably won't see this in a lot of tulip paintings, but why not just do this? Just to make the painting look better. You know, it's a foliage. You just put it inside a vase or something. You want to play around with that a little bit. Grab this and go the other side. Cover stuff up if you want. Just do that. Make them a little darker as you go up at the top. Make them come out like that. And you can do it. It's hard to do this keeping the hand down. Now let's go back one more thing here, guys. We're going to be done. Let's wipe off the brush. We're in all that green. Get as much of that green out of there as possible. Okay. And we're just going to do something real quick here. We have to do it because see where I left those off there? And take white and rose, drop it down. I'm getting back to that color again. And I need to do this. See where I stopped right there? Go back up here and overlap it. And if you touch some of that green, it won't be too bad. It'll just be transparent, coming right through. So go back over anything that see like that. Just come back in and do that. If you want this in front, put that right in front. You can do that too. Instead of burying it, go back down here, pick it up, and watch this. And even if you see the green, it's just a transparent tone. Coming right through. I don't know, you guys. Looks nice. Let's see. That looks good. Blend this off into here. Bottom. Should fix that up a little bit. Always these little touches at the end, you guys, that get you into more, oh, I need to do more, I need to do more. Fix it, drop it in, so it's in there. No paint on the brush, bury it. Because you get the dark with it. Drop it in, refine it. Fix that a little bit if you want. Straighten it up. This is a very basic painting, very fun to do. The ideas here, tulips, tiptoe. Hope you guys enjoyed this painting. Come back and watch us next time. I think we'll bring some more florals to you. Tom Anderson with Alexander Art. And hope you get started on this one. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.